All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another stream. We're starting off in our hardcore Minecraft world, which we've been in for 570 days. And we're going to be doing some projects here, which we haven't been in this world for about a month. So it's long overdue to be back here. We've got Sunburn Relic in the chat. We've got Rodin in the chat. Hello. Welcome. I'm glad you're both here. We're going to be getting started with some resource gathering today. So we've got a bunch of projects that we're working on over by the ancient city, and we need resources for it because we can't start building if we don't have any blocks to use. So we're back here in our farming area or our starter base, depending on how you want to look at it. And we can take a look at some of our farms, see what they've been up to. Our wool farm is doing great. I don't know if we're going to end up using all of this purple wool, but we've now got a bunch of purple wool. I was also checking out our honeycomb farm, and you can see here we've got a bunch of honeycomb from that, so that's all good. Everything's going well over here, but now we need to go out into the world and do some exploration and actually collect some things. So there are two things that I want to be able to collect. The first that I want to get would be some of the mangrove roots, and we're going to be getting some mangrove trees. And so I think what we got to do is find a mangrove swamp out there so that we can collect the materials from it. And then the other thing that I want to collect would be hanging roots, which isn't really something that we can collect in the out in the world very easily. So we're going to have to manually collect that back here. Getting some bone meal to be able to do that. I was going to check over here in our moss farm. We don't have a lot of moss. Might need to let that run at some point so that way we can get some moss to get bone meal. Let me check. There's one other place we can check for bone meal. Over here. Let's see. Not much for bone meal there either. We haven't been over here in a while, so some of the places that we'd normally get these things just are out. And so that is a little bit of a problem, but we'll manage to make do with it if we can. We do have a lot of poppies here. Let's, we'll get those composted so we can get some bone meal from them, and then we'll see what we can do with that. All right. Take that over to our composter here. All right, there we go. Leave that to go. So we need to head out into this. Oh, before we head out, one thing I want to remember to check. Let's check our sugarcane over here. How is our sugarcane doing? Not bad at all. I think ever since we switched to putting the mud under here and the rails, that's worked out much better. All right, now we're ready to head out. And I gotta try to think if we've seen mangrove swamps anywhere in this world. I can't remember where the last one was that we saw. Now, we might want to head off that direction, or I think what we're going to do is we're going to start from over by the ancient city. I think that's where we're going to get the best luck to be able to find a mangrove swamp. So we'll head over there, and that's where we're going to start. All right, here we go. Leave our bed there. Get our totem out. So let's see. we're back here. There are jungles around here. I'm pretty sure. I am just trying to remember which direction we want to go to be able to find these jungles. I am thinking this is maybe the way we want to go. There's usually mangrove swamps are around jungles. Jungles are close to deserts sometimes. So we'll see. We'll fly off in this direction, find out what happens. Lots of coral plants. Not exactly what we're looking for. Lots of deserts. Again, it's a good start, but not exactly what we need. Good to know that we have a fairly large desert over here. Ah, bucking into Robin. Hello. Have to lurk? No, that's okay. I will not jump. We'll either fly or we'll walk, but no jumping. We'll keep the jumping to a minimum. Or not at all. All right. So here we are. We found the jungle. Aha. And our mangrove swamp over here. Well, that worked out well. I knew that there was one close by, and we got lucky finding the correct direction right off the bat here. So we will land and sleep, and then we're going to get to work clearing out some of these trees. I do want to get some leaves as well. So we're going to get leaves, we're going to get roots, and along the way, we're also going to get a bunch of mangrove wood, which now that I think about it, is going to be useful to have because we've been using a lot of the red cinnabar, or well, not red, just the cinnabar. They're naturally red. The cinnabar blocks, and having mangroves wood will be good for that as well. So we're going to collect that up as we go through. We're going to get a lot of leaves. Maybe not a lot of leaves. Quite a bit of leaves though. We need to get maybe a shulker buck's worth. So actually, speaking of, let's get 3 shulker boxes out here. We've got these 3 that are empty. We're going to fill 1 up with roots, 1 up with leaves, and 1 we'll just put the wood in. I don't think we'll need to get a full shulker box of logs. That could take a while, but much easier to get the leaves and the roots. We do want to try to get a good amount of mangrove logs. Now, it probably would be more, well, usually what I like to do is just sort of not take out a whole forest when I need wood. I usually like to just get the wood from a renewable source. But that is also very boring and repetitive, so here we are out in the world. Make sure we got everything working here. How are we doing? Oh yeah, we're getting a good amount of leaves. There's some things that I want to be able to try. I was doing a little bit of work in my main survival world, collecting up materials. And in that case, I was, well, what was I doing? Was I getting mangrove? I don't think I wasn't getting mangrove wood. What was I getting? I think I was getting roots in that one too. I was chopping down a bunch of mangrove trees. Regardless of what I was trying to get. I was trying to get something and I needed to get a bunch of mangrove. Oh, it was roots. So, one thing that I was thinking is that we can't place them here. When you bone meal the leaves, that's how you get the propagules. I was thinking that could be kind of fun to decorate with. So, oops. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to collect these, because I want to get like that. I think there are some things that we might be able to do with those that could be kind of fun. So, one of the reasons why we're out here collecting up the leaves so that we can be able to generate the propagules for decorative purposes. Hey Ryan, welcome. Oh, that's great. Glad they're helpful. I've got my next one that next video I'm working on. Got most of the materials collected for the project, and it's just down to getting the project built. So we'll see how long it takes before that video can be finished up. Another one is on the way. Getting the leaves is the easy part here. Getting the wood, not so easy. Actually, getting wood for mangrove trees, the best way that I found is when you can grow a bunch of them really close together. Collecting it out in the wild, you don't get quite as dense formation of wood, and so you have to chop down quite a bit more, or not chop down, but you have to go through a lot more trees to be able to get the same amount. All right, let's see. How are we on leaves? About half a shulker box. Not bad. On roots, could be better. Yeah, mangrove tree farming is good. It is definitely a useful thing. I've got one in my main survival world. We may end up needing to build one in this world. Because if we're going to use mangrove trees a lot, or mangrove wood, that's the best way to get it. But for tonight, we're more interested in the roots than the actual tree itself, or the wood itself. The wood's sort of a secondary bonus for us tonight. Oh, we didn't get that one. I thought that's the tree we were chopping down. So much for what I know. All right, let's go. Can we? Yep, that's perfect. These are the other ones that I'm wondering if we should collect while we're out here. Muddy roots are useful. Oh, wrong one. Or I should say they could be good to decorate with. All right. So we've got, let's see, how many do we get? 3.5. 3.5 stacks. Oh, we're gonna need so much. This is gonna be a bit of a process. Gotta grind through. We don't want to have a bunch of floating trees out here. That's not what we're going for. At the same time, we could just focus on the roots. Although, actually, now that I'm looking at it, we could end up using some of these logs in with the roots. Textures feel like they'd go pretty well together. Let's sleep here before we get any creepers spawned in. But if we look at something a bit like this. Oh, look at who's here. These guys show up all over the place. And if we were to use it with the wood so that the bark is on all of the spots, that would be pretty good. And actually, this is where rooted dirt could, or rooted mud might also be good. Yeah. So something along those lines. We gotta make some massive roots. So gotta experiment a little bit with some different ideas. All right, we gotta go take care of these fellows over here. All right, let's not get carried away, everybody. All right, just let's be reasonable. Be reasonable. Okay, they were not too bad. Might be. Where am I? Place this down. What I should do, or start doing, is whenever I encounter those guys, I should place the banner down in that spot. That way, when I'm going through my world, I'll know. A little reminder. I was able to defeat the pillagers yet again. New rule. Gonna have to do that. All right. Pick me up. Pick me up. Okay. Here's our leaves. Okay, we've got, oh, that's what I was collecting leaves. That's what I was collecting. All right. Wasn't roots. Mm-hmm. All right. What do we got? What else do we got? We got more. Go through. Oh. Ah. We got more. There we go. That should be the last one on that little branch. Yep. Let's do that one there. Don't need a pickaxe. Unlikely to get very many rooted mud blocks this way. Is that going to do it for our leaves? Nope. A little bit more to go. This is where we need our pickaxe. Manually breaking it by hand. If we were to just go through and just do this, it's probably fine, right? Does bother me though. Bother me greatly. Yeah, that just not gonna look good. So we're gonna not do that. Oh, we've got a jungle tree here. Look at that. Little jungle tree. Nope. Why? There we go. Now, actually, I wonder. So we're going to be using these over by our ancient city. Now, our ancient city is in a Badlands biome, which means that the leaves are not going to be this bright green color. They're going to be more of a brown color too. We could potentially use that fact. I'll have to see. I'm guessing that it's not going to be a brown that's very close to our roots, but maybe. Okay. These are done. Don't need these. This tree. Let's see. Here we go. Make ourselves some space here. Take a little nap. Okay. 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 So many things. Gotta break it all. Okay. Some more over here. I think that should be the last of it. Yep. Not. Oh, we've got so few. It's a tricky thing. Have to get so many. And there's so few for every tree. Should we check out what it would look like? Look at who's here. Did you lose your party? Why don't you join them? We should check how the leaves are going to look. Because if we have the leaves... And I forgot which direction we were flying. test this way. Because if we can get brown leaves, as much as brown leaves might not look great, that could save us. Maybe this is the way. This might be the way. I don't know. It's probably not the way. Okay. This is promising. Okay, let's go this way. A little bit, and then we can turn that way. This should take us back. We could test it out in the desert. I don't want to do that though, or rely on that. Should never know. Might be different. Aha. We can actually just go to right here. Okay. Ooh, that's pretty close. I mean, you wouldn't know. Okay. We got one more test that we got to do. We got to go all the way back. There is actually a really conveniently placed geode down here. Hold up. Look at that. Right on the surface. I think we need to take advantage of that. Our hole is right over here. Okay, so if we're down here, are we... Where's our biome? Biome. Badlands. Let's just double check. Yep. Our leaves do that. Now, if we drop down, at some point, our biome will switch from Badlands to Deep Dark. We just gotta find that. Where's the border? Okay, now we're in the Deep Dark. Which, yep, it goes back to being green. So then where is the border? Badlands. Badlands, Deep Dark. Badlands, Deep Dark. Okay, where are we? We're here. Uh-huh. So we could actually have a pretty good distance. We might just use the leaves. I think we'd be fine using leaves. Because, I mean, it's not like they're exactly the greenest of leaves here. You wouldn't know. I mean, it would allow some decent texturing. Right? I mean, which is which? Unless you're chopping it down. That is actually kind of confusing. Frustrating. Wait, what am I chopping here? But yeah, that's good. Okay. And we got some wood. All right. That's good. All right, that is our first set of things that we needed to collect. The second set of things that we need to collect, we still need to go get. But they're going to be a lot easier. And actually, do we have... We've got to have... I think we have bone meal down here. We have bone meal, bone... No. What about in here? A little bit. That's what I was thinking. Let's go back to our... Where does it end? Dark. Yep, we need to put a marker. Badlands. Okay. Right, so we've got our roots. We can get these things hanging from the roots. I think it could be interesting. All right. Something to keep in mind. Let's put these back in. We'll come back to that. We do need to take the bone meal with us because we actually need that bone meal. And we gotta get the bone blocks. Any other bits of bone meal? No. Okay. They're also for cubes. Okay. Back to base. Oop. I wanted to leave one of these here. A minute, cut right out as the stream started. Oh no! Hello, Sunburned Relic. Welcome back. You've only missed us collecting a bunch of mangrove leaves, roots, and logs. And we've been doing, which we've got here and here. We've been doing a little bit of experimentation with it. And because we're in a Badlands for most of this little area, the leaves blend in really well with the roots. So that's something we're going to be able to use. And that's all that's happened. We're going to now head back to our... Oh, you're welcome. We're going to head back to our starter base. And we've got some more roots to collect. But I think these are going to be much easier to collect because we just need two things. Bone meal and shears. While we're over here, we should actually check out our cactus. Our cactus are doing cacti are doing fine. What we need, I actually don't know. He probably needed to grab it. Oh no. All right. Gotta go back. It's a problem. Such a problem. We need our rooted dirt. Because we gotta get the hanging roots. I think I have rooted dirt back here. I might not, actually. Find out. I might not even have any rooted dirt in this world. It would not surprise me if we didn't have any rooted dirt. Floating life like a leaf all the way down. Oh. We should be able. Yeah. Okay. Banging our way. Let's see. We've got coarse dirt. One hanging root. Yeah, I do too. I like them a lot. All right, it looks like we don't have any, because we've got a few of them. We need a lot more. Okay. Trying to think if we've got where we've got rooted dirt. I feel like I would have collected it at some point, but it's not in the dirt chest, so we might not have any. I know I don't know. Can't remember. The memory is going. Okay. But the reason why I wanted to be over here while doing this is because I wanted to have the moss farm going. So that way we could get bone meal there. Let's see. Ooh, here we go. We do have rooted dirt here. All right. That's what I was looking for. Oh. So, we're gonna get this turned on. Do I have a bush from the lush cave, bone meal, tree, 1 block below, country dirt? Oh, it's a good point. I should have, yeah. Fortunately, we were able to get some, so. Let's get this set up here, and we'll just do that. We also have this out. I'm thinking, let's get bone meal from our composter over here. It's never up there. Want to grab ourselves some shears. Let's see, I think I probably have some shears already crafted up. Many shears. Do we need to do it? Does it matter? It doesn't matter what part of the block, which is convenient because now we can just do that real quick. There we go. Would it be faster to do something in the offhand? I found some, yeah. What if? Oh, okay. That's much faster. We don't need any of this. We're going to go through our bone meal so quickly. Right. That's 2 stacks. I guess we'll use it all. Oh no. Okay. Last little bit. Okay. I mean, 4 stacks is pretty good. How's it looking over here? Yeah. There's so much that we need bone meal for. We might need to build a proper bone meal farm. So the moss farm is great for getting moss. It's less efficient for getting bone meal. Just doesn't produce at the level that you would need it to. Oh wait, we need to grab ourselves. Okay. Do we have any more things? We do have a little bit of bone meal here. I think we want to take that back with us. We have used up all of our bones. Okay. Well, not much for it. No flowers. Gotta keep an eye out. We need cactus flowers. Constantly. Did I shut this off? Alright. Did shut it off. That's good. Well, we collected materials a lot faster than I thought we were. So I think that means we gotta find something else to do. Let's see. What should we do? We're gonna check on our chickens here. So many eggs go by without any. Did we just get one? Sorry, just got one. And this is good. Okay. All is good. Well, let's grab... put these shears back. We've got lots of chicken. If we ever wanted to eat something besides golden carrots, we would have easy access. And oh my goodness. These guys. We already took care of one of you. Does that mean there are some on the other side of our nether portal? Let's find out. Nope. Wonder where the other ones went to. Oh, wow. We don't have a banner to place down, so we'll just not commemorate that spot. Let's go. All the way back. Originally, I'm just thinking here about this area up here. I was thinking of building something on top of it, but what if we actually carry the rocks out? And this could just be naturally formed with nothing on top. I think that would almost make more sense than having a structure up here. Yeah, I think it does. We'll just have to give that a try. But what I want to do, I want to get our roots, and let's do a little experimentation here. See how they are going to look. I was thinking that having some brown in here is going to help make things look better. And maybe we won't do a lot of this because it does take up a lot of wood. Just to have a little bit of variation. So we've got our hanging roots in pretty well. I'm wondering if we want to do more. That's our first step. I think we do. More places. But we also need to think about where we're going to have our roots hanging down at. Well, not just these hanging roots, but also the roots that we're going to be making. A lot of places where we can put these things. Ooh. I might have covered up some glow lichen right there. Oh no! Can't be having that. We did use an awful lot of slabs everywhere, so the number of places we can put hanging roots kind of limited. All right, let's think about things here for a second. Because we've got all of our other decorations up to this point, it looks like. This was about where we stopped. This is also in the Badlands, so we are in the correct spot. Let's grab ourselves these. What I'm thinking we want to be able to do is have it... I'm not quite sure if it's to have the roots wrap around our rock formations or have them be more underneath our path. This is the dilemma that we have. Gotta try to figure this out. We got all of our particles working here. That's nice. All right, let's see. As we have our cherry blossoms. Love. Do we need to see... Will our happy gas get down here? Let's go. Okay. Try to get our happy gas down. It's a little bit of a tight squeeze. Aw, thanks, Relic. It's got quite a bit of atmosphere that we're able to enjoy. All right, let's see. Can we fit you in here somewhere? Mossy here is just not got enough space to maneuver. All right. There we go. We did it. Getting out will be a challenge. Come on. You can do it. You can do it, Mossy. There we go. One thing that we may not need to necessarily worry about is Mossy running away on us anymore, because there's just not enough room to do that. All right. So we got our cherry blossoms. Let's see. We're down here. So let's go over in this corner. Oh, right. Always forgetting. We need the Badlands. Deep dark. Okay, we're in the Badlands here. Let's go to this corner. If we were to place these a bit like that, we'll get some of our other ones in here. Break it up. That's very brown. But we go like that. Get some of our... Oh, and we can place it on here. Perfect. Okay. Does that look like a root system? As opposed to just dead bushes. Because I don't want it to look like our cherry blossom leaves are dead in this. I want it to look more like there's roots hanging down. It doesn't look dead, I don't think. I don't know. Dots, does it look dead? Maybe if we put a hanging root right there. I get Mossy back over here. Mossy, my friend. Oh, can't do it on that. How come? Oh, that just happened to be those. Okay. Okay, good. It doesn't look dead. Perfect. Because I think the other place that we could use these well, one, I think we need to put in some of those color contrast. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's what we're going for. Get just a little bit of a different color in here. A lot of grays and greens. Let's put another one. Here, so we can do. Get our actual roots there. And the reason why we're using the roots at the bottom is because we can connect these Then we also need our leaves to be able to put our... Maybe we leave this one off. Okay. Try not to overdo it. I don't think we're overdoing it though. And I don't know if putting any along here going to be beneficial, but we can give it a try. That was intentional. Definitely. Oh, I had it. Go. What do we think about that? Might need to fix it up a little bit. Primarily this corner here. I don't think we need that sort of sharp corner look. All right. Yeah. Okay. I think that that's good. We need more. We need more. So much more. All right, let's start over here. Here we go. I want to switch that up for that one. Gotta sleep. And let's see. How does that? Yeah. So I think once we get the green in, that's going to help it look even better. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, it's a little bit thicker. This area right here gives us the best view of what we've added. All right. Now, double check. Deep dark. All right. So if we're in the deep dark, we can still end up with the brown. We just have to use the actual roots. Could we have a hole in the wall? That might be interesting. Okay. So we can just put our hanging roots there. Oh, that's interesting. It connects up with walls. I was thinking these were more like leaves and they wouldn't do that. Like having that there. Go. I think we're getting somewhere. Where are we getting? I don't know. But it's somewhere. Right. Go through here. Hanging roots out. I really wanted to put one here, but it's not looking like we're going to be able to do that. I think our brown is a good addition. Color-wise, helps that look much better. So we got to go back up to the top here. Well, not all the way up to the top, but closer. Maybe we get our leaves out and do the same thing. And we'll probably split this off over in this direction. That way we can take advantage of this. There we are. Right, I always forget. We need actual roots. Put one, nope. Break that there. Yeah, we can do one. Okay. Progress. Progress has been made. Now we didn't do our logs. Maybe we should try our logs in here just to help mix things up a little bit. We want to make sure we're getting the right texture though. There we go. Some there, maybe there. It's very close in color. I think it helps just to have a slightly different texture available. Yeah, I think having the brown is really going to set it so that things are a little bit more separated. I was just going to go check from down here at the base. Look up. Yeah. It's just a little bit more color, a little bit more variation. I wonder if we could put something in this corner right here for these two blocks. So it's not quite such a sharp angle. But all right. But I think that is where we're going to leave things for tonight. A little bit of a shorter stream tonight, but we will be back to our usual run time for streams next week. going to be doing Monday, Wednesday, more consistently. So the schedule will be Monday, Wednesday, 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Friday, maybe 3 p.m. Eastern. So we'll have a Friday afternoon stream. And yeah, expect that to start next week. Really helps slow the depth of the entrance. Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah, we're starting to separate things out a little bit. I think the last thing that we have to do is, well, A, first we have to get all of the decorations to the top, but then B, we gotta start adding in the waterfalls. So that's gotta, once we get that in, that's gonna have some blue, which I think will put in a lot of color too. But yeah, future projects. Anyways, as I was saying, yeah, so check out the stream. The stream schedule will be streams will be posted in all the usual places, the times, the dates, the announcements, what we're going to be doing, when we're going to be doing it. So just keep an eye out. And until then, thank you everybody for stopping by tonight. It was a lot of fun. We got some materials collected up. We got a little bit of, whoa, can't even talk. We got a little bit of building done. We'll be back next time for even more. Have a good night, everyone.